Love it. Love it.
Yes, so as often we go with our when we kind of start our podcast intro. Often, at least twice before, there's been like supermarkets has been a theme, and it's going to be another theme. I was in there today before I got home from work, realizing what a sensory overload a supermarket is for me,
Oh, right.
but with really specific areas,
Okay.
like
Aisle 3. Cheese?
cheese, the
Go on then.
cheese aisle, the
All
cheese
right.
aisle.
Is it a bit intimidating? Do you feel?
It's more frustrating because I'm on a low cholesterol diet.
Oh, right.
You can't eat anything. Well, you can eat fetta's is okay-ish.
Yes,
Yeah.
no, fetta's good. Yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I had a feta cheese on my pizza last night.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah.
yeah.
Do you have
like,
a section? Do you have a section that's like that kind of like pushes you over the edge in a supermarket?
You know what? I mean, when you said the cheese aisle or the cheese section, that does give me a slight palpitation because there's just a lot of it.
Right.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah. I don't know, because there's part. It's a little bit like wine, right? You kind of think I should know about all of these cheeses, but I only kind of know a bunch of them.
Superficial.
And the rest are just laughing at me, kind of going, "Yeah, you unsophisticated piece of shit," And I'm like, I just want a bit of cheddar, mate.
Yeah, and you're like, "What's with the accent, mate?"
Well, that was a possible. I don't know. Yeah, that was like a European cheese laughing at me.
Franco-Italian was almost
Yes, it was a Franco-Italian goat cheese.
Yeah,
laughing at me.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I'm kind of lucky because I live in northern Italy, so wow, I live like a stone's throw away from where Gorgonzola comes from.
Oh wow!
It's actually a town called Gorgonzola. Of course, it is.
Is it made out of gorgonzola, or the
whole town?
Gorgonzolas?
Even the mayor is made out of Gorgonzola.
They drive around in a Gorgonzola ball cheese car.
Yeah.
Lovely.
With the cheese with the double G.
Cheese with the double G. That sounds like a rap song. Now then, for some reason, my mouse has decided to stop working, which is a little bit annoying. Oh, there we go. It's back online. All right. And with that thankful technical hitch avoided, welcome to ADHDville.
Yes. I've actually written a song for this, but I need more time. I've even got lyrics.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've written a little ditty for the intro, and I've written it, but I need time to like rehearse it a bit just to like get the cadence right.
Okay.
But it's all in there. Actually, more than that, I woke up at about 4 o'clock in the morning. It was in my head. The words were suddenly in my head, and I had to get up. 4 o'clock in the morning, got up, wrote down the lyrics. Wow. Dedication, mate. Dedication.
You're dedicated to the pod. I love it.
Anyway, hello, I'm Paul Thompson. I was rubber stamped with ADHD 4 months ago, which coincides with the lifespan of a dragonfly or the common housefly.
Wow.
Yeah, 4 months. That's all they live for.
Wow.
Did a bit of research. And then I thought, of course, because I'm ADHD, I was like scurried around. I thought, what's the worst? What animal has the least? And it's actually an American sand burrowing mayfly. The only it's the shortest adult lifespan in the animal kingdom. Lives less than 1 hour after they reach adulthood, with the females having just 5 minutes to breed before they die as well.
What?
Whoa. So there's me complaining like 4 months. It's like, for them, that's like, oh my God, that's like eternity.
Yeah. They won't even get through an average film. Like,
right.
Like,
yeah.
Like, an hour to date someone.
Yeah.
And then kind of get into the sack. That.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even time to ask her a phone number.
They must have their dating game must be like off the charts. It must be so good. It's like, boom, you're an adult, right? Hey, get your phone number quick. Let's go out. We don't have time for a cab or anything. So come round my place.
Over time for foreplay.
Right. I think you can possibly, if you phone for a pizza early, you might be able to get it there in time.
Yeah.
And then
it's going to like, get your coat, love, you're pulled.
Yeah. And then a quick
cigarette. She said that to him. She could say that to him, of course. Mm-hmm. You know.
Yeah. Wow. Well, thankfully, anyway, I have a bit more time. Oh, yeah. And I forgot to mention me. I am Martin Weston. I was diagnosed with ADHD in 2013, which is 11 years ago, which is the average lifespan of an animal that I have not researched.
Various. So we're just two mates who, by coincidence or not, after 39 years of friendship, discover that we're co-ADHDers. Now, it's really important to say that this is an entertainment podcast about adult ADHD and does not substitute for individualized advice from qualified health professionals. So do not take any advice from us. No.
It goes so well.
We're just here, both of us. We're just here as a kind of all-inclusive ADHD park bench with room for everyone, including your doppelgangers, your alter egos, your body doubles, your chaperones, and even, your best buddies. Still here? Great. Then grab your jetpacks, pedalos, space hoppers, or any other transportation methods, and let us take you to ADHDville, an imaginary town that we've created in our minds. Where we like to explore different parts of ADH and the D.
And we start off, as always, here in the town hall in the mayor's office, where we, the joint mayors of ADHDville, take care of business. Yeah, I'm just rustling around my notes here, and I see that on our meeting, this is a onesie subject episode where we just talk about one thing. And this week we're talking all about the joy of being weird. Is that right?
Yeah.
Is that
a kind of an ode to weirdness, like celebrating weirdness? Really, a bit of a fun episode.
Yeah. All right, a little bit of a funsy. All right, so where we're going to go for this, I kind of thought so we can't take the mayor's car today because
is it in the garage again?
Well, someone puked up in the back of it, and
no. Wasn't me. Wasn't me.
All right, okay. Well, I'll just say someone. I don't know who. Maybe it was Babs from accounts. I don't know. But anywho, because she likes to drink. That's all I'm saying.
A bit of a binge thing. It's a bit of a binge thing going on.
It could be an issue. Maybe that's why our mayor's office doesn't have much cash. Maybe we need to dig into that. But anyway, so we don't have the car. So I thought, as this was a weird episode, we would go down into the bunker under the
I didn't even know we had one.
Hall. Yeah, we have a secret bunker where all the weird things happen. So it seemed like a perfect place. So
weirdly, that actually touches me in a lovely place. It touches me in the sense of this is on my weird list.
Yes. Oh wow. Okay. Well. Yeah. Well. Hold on. It's on
my weird list.
Well, put a pin in that for now.
Yeah.
And when we're just going to walk over to the elevator. All right. So
it's got an elevator too.
Here. Oh yeah.
Right.
And we're gonna go down, right? So I push the button. All right, and here it is.
Wow, sound effects too. No, I mean not sound effects, only actual elevator, right?
I was going to say.
There's
So
music
this is the
inside the elevator.
well, yeah, because you just have to go down. This is the kind of slightly embarrassing
Elevators
part.
almost went into my weird list. Almost. I swear to God, yesterday it almost went
All
in
right.
there, and it got edited out.
Oh, here we go. All right. Out of the elevator into the bunker where
So
we
I've
can
got
talk
here.
about. Yeah.
Yeah,
What you got? Lay it
I've
on
got
me.
here. I've got here. Let's kick off. I've got like because like it's like weird. What is weird? Okay, officially it's the feel or cause to feel discomfort, confusion, or fear because of perceived strangeness. Perceived, I
Mm,
would say, I would make it bold, italics and underlined. Perceived weirdness,
perceived.
because you know what
Yep.
you know. You could like say what you like about weird, but for us, it's just mostly normal stuff. Because I thought I could have. I thought it was weird. My dad calls me his weird son. Still
Oh
does,
yeah. Okay.
right? And it's
All right.
always a freaking badge of honor. I'm not sure what he thought it was. Well,
Well,
I think I
yeah.
think I think I knew what he thought it was. It was like to put me down. To me, I never took it as a put down. Never. It was always like,
All
oh
right.
yeah. It's like, oh, say it to me again, big boy.
Uh, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean,
Yeah. Anyway, moving on. Because
well, that got weird real quick.
that's it. Yeah, well, it's the theme, isn't it? Yeah, weird always felt normal to me, but so I've, it seems to me. Well, I think one of the reasons why we put it in there as an episode theme is because TikTok is awash with amazing, colourful characters.
Mm,
Really, I've got down here like as a list of like I did a bit of a thing in not in Wikipedia, thesaurus. ADHD is full of interesting quirks, eccentricities, peculiarities, aberrations, kinks, and even whimsicalities.
ooh, whimsicalities. Ooh, I'd like to own that one.
Whimsicalities. Yeah. Because it is, you go through like the TikTok community with ADHD, and it's just like, sometimes it just makes me laugh.
Right.
And I don't
Yeah.
feel like I need to
Everyone's
write
so
to anyone or
creative.
comment. It's like, wow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
No, there's a lot of fun stuff out there. But yeah.
Tons. Oodles.
Yeah.
Oodles of it. One thing that comes to my mind, just like I think it was on the last episode, Martin, you talked about your pocket fluff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that was a while ago. But yes, I talked about all the stuff in my pocket. The weird, yeah. Yes,
Yeah.
where I would just collect things in my pocket. I've done that all my life. I think that's only because my mum was like, "Don't throw that on the ground," and I went, "Oh, I don't know where to put it. I'll just put it in my pocket." And then for the rest of my
Right.
life, all my bits of rubbish just go straight in my pocket
Mm.
until they
I think,
bulge.
given a similar situation, I can picture myself now. Not so much now. I'm a bit better now, a bit more mature. But in the past, I would have like squirreled something away rather than be bothered to like go to the other end of the house and put it in a bin. I just like put it in this like little crevice. I think no one will ever find it there, out of harm's way.
Right. And then
Yeah,
that's it. You don't
that's it.
see it again for like a couple of years.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, or generations pass, and people find like I don't know, kind of an old empty packet of Twiglets, squirreled away behind the
Right.
shower somewhere between a couple of slides, a couple of I don't know where.
Right. I mean, like, because we talk about weirdness, right? And we, in your definition. It's kind of like where you're outside of the norm, right?
Yeah.
And you kind of do these things. I just want to kind of like nod to some of the stuff that would include. So, you know,
Yeah.
you know that kind of like for years I would say really weird, inappropriate things at inappropriate times.
Well, really, you
Like
too.
it just kind of comes out. Like someone asks me a question, and then I don't really have a good answer, and then just something weird pops out, and everyone like stares at me, and you kind of go,
Yeah.
you know, there's
Yeah.
there's lots of sort of
I've done that.
vocal stims where you like like where you repeat words over and
Yeah.
over, or you make up weird words, nonsensical
Yeah.
languages, where you almost can become like different characters. When you're like walking around the house, whatever, and and you're pretending to be like some other completely other character and do
Yeah.
these weird voices.
The weirdest, the most inappropriate thing I've ever done, and it still makes me cringe to this day. I was invited to it was like a friend of mine. Do you remember Pete, who worked in Tiley Woodman? Really nice guy. Pete,
I
can't
don't.
remember his surname. Anyway, we were working together at one point, and then he moved up to London. He said, "Oh, Paul, why don't you come up to London? My agent's having a party. Why don't you come up?" I said, "Okay." So I got on the train, went up to London, met up with him, and he said, "Oh, there's a bit of gossip going around at the moment. My boss is porking the payroll, right?"
All right.
Porking the payroll, which is like a London English slang for someone who's having sex with their secretary or someone that they shouldn't be doing
Right.
internally, right? Porking
A
the
work
payroll,
person.
and I'd never
Right.
heard of that expression before, and it clearly clicked somewhere in my mind as like a potential, dopamine hit. So I kind of like parked it there in my memory, and then we went to the party, right? And then I mentioned really, I don't know to who, but clearly someone overheard me talking about the boss porking the payroll at the party, right? And then
Yeah.
it started to kick off.
Oh wow.
People started to like. There was a guy. I remember the guy came up to me, and people had to stand in between us. And I think he was like one of the minions of the boss. And I gathered later that he'd found out that I'd said this at his
All
party,
right.
and people got
Ooh.
really, really pissed off with me. And
Ooh.
I think about what the hell. But I was thinking about it literally 2 weeks ago, because this is after 20 years of shame about that, right?
Mm-hmm.
20 years of shame. I think I just loved the sound of it. That was all it was.
You just
Pork the
wanted to
payroll. I just like the sound of it. I didn't
reiteration.
obviously go out there to like. I didn't know his boss. I didn't go out there to upset him. I didn't care
Right.
less, you know.
Wow.
And I'm normally
Yeah.
a freaking people pleaser. So where's that coming from?
I know,
Right.
right? It's this
So I
kind
think it
of
was
like,
pork the payroll. Just like, God, that sounds so good.
yeah. I mean, ADHD also has impulsiveness as well, and
Yeah.
sometimes these things just pop out.
Yeah. Oh, God, it was
It's
so
like
embarrassing. And it was poor for Pete as well, my mate. It caused huge embarrassment for him.
oh
Right?
boy,
Yeah.
oh dear, that was a
Sorry,
day.
Pete. Sorry, Pete. That was a day. That was an evening.
Oh boy, you know
Yeah.
what? I can remember I was at school and someone said to me that our art teacher had a conversation with them, and that um uh and it was it was oh, what am I saying? Well, oh, okay, yeah. So she was saying, so our art teacher was saying to this person that when she went on holiday with her husband, they liked
Yeah.
to test the bed. like bounce up and
Right.
around down on the bed. And obviously
Yeah.
this person thought, well, that's a weird thing to say. And then they told me, they said, oh, our art teacher, when she goes
Yeah.
on vacation with her husband, they like to test the bed. I went, okay,
Right.
stored that away.
Yeah.
And then randomly, I don't know, about a week or two later, I'm just walking in between classes, right, going from English to French or something. And then I bump into the art teacher who just come back from vacation, right? It was her first day back. I went, oh, yeah, she's back. So I just went up to her.
Is she the same art teacher who was very attractive?
No. I mean, she
there was
was
another
attractive, but not. But yeah, there was the other one that was extremely attractive.
Okay.
But so yes, so she
she came back from
vacation, and then I went straight up to her in the middle of like the hallway. I said, "Oh, welcome back. Did you and your husband like bouncing up and down on the bed?" And she just like stopped and like glared at me for like 10 seconds, and I just felt like I was like, I shriveled into a sort of raisin, and scuttled off. I thought, oh god, what the hell? What? Yeah. Anyway, fun stuff.
Yeah.
So there's saying really weird things. Have you ever kind of gone around doing karate chops and that kind of thing, where you just like kind of going around the house, wah, 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 wah.
Not yet. No.
Was that just me?
Not yet. But I can imagine yourself doing it. No. Yeah. Is this your way of saying that you did?
Yeah. No. Yeah. I mean, like,
yeah, like Hong Kong Fooey.
Right. Yeah. Number one super guy.
Quicker than the human eye.
Oh no, I can't even remember the next line.
He's got style, a groovy style, and a something that just won't stop. When the going gets tough, he's super hot with a Hong Kong Fooey chop. Hong Kong Fooey.
Yeah, that's a classic cartoon from my
one of my favorites.
All right, so maybe now is a good time to pull out the pin on the elevator.
Okay. Yeah, on the elevator, because I had a thing for hiding in tiny spaces.
All right,
squirreling away, but also it's like also connected to. I've always really been fascinated with secret spaces.
Ooh, that you can hide
no
in.
one knows about. That you can hide in. Yeah, and like the famous kids story about the secret garden, that just hits the spot for me. Like my garden, no one else's garden. They don't even know it even exists. Right. And even if you wanted to find it, it would be really hard to find it. There's something I've always been totally fascinated by that idea.
Yeah.
But I guess it's linked to ADHD, right? Because it's like in my world, all for me. I can shut the world out. Don't have to feel weird anymore. I set the rules in here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, right. Yeah, no, that makes complete sense to me because that whole weird thing, right? Because as human beings, we're all wired up to be sociable, right? Because we're a sociable animal, right? So if you're weird, and if you're just weird on your own, that's an isolating thing, right? That's where you kind of get, where you kind of feel like an alien. You don't really belong. It can be a very sort of lonely place unless you find your own tribe of weird friends.
Yeah, if you're lucky,
right?
Because it's so coincidental, isn't it?
Well,
You could
yeah,
just go to school. You could rock up at school one year, and you might be the only freaking ADHD or autistic
blimey.
person in the whole year. You
Oh
know,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
unlikely, but
Right. I mean, because thankfully, the older you get, the easier it is to spot your fellow
yeah,
weirdos, right? And then you kind of hang out with them, and then you've kind of got a sense of
yeah,
that you belong, and then your
hmm
weirdness isn't quite so weird
yeah.
after all.
Probably, I guess also when you're a kid, your sensitivity is really really high, right? So you've
Yeah.
got less stuff to think about. And it's only when you go through school and you get conformed into, and you have to like mask and everything, the sensitivity gets like kicked out of you
I don't know,
slowly
because
but surely.
I think it all depends on your parents. If your parents are
Right,
like,
if they nurture it.
if they're weird and they're happy to be weird in their own weirdness,
Yeah,
then you're going to be
yeah, yeah,
secure to be
yeah,
your own little weird self.
yeah,
Whereas if they're not, and they're kind of going,
yeah,
Paul's my weird son, or Martin's
yeah,
my weird son, then, which I think I definitely was the weird one of us two. Then it becomes much more much harder, because you have to kind of mask.
hmm
You learn to mask like really
yeah,
early,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
you take that into school.
yeah.
you know
I think quite often the only time that I felt freedom is like between school and home. On my bike. You know, that was like where my freedom was.
right.
It's like free space where I didn't feel like I had to conform to anyone. I used
Yeah,
to
right.
love cycling. I used to cycle everywhere.
Weirdo.
Weirdo. Yeah, exactly. So what else have I got? So yeah, secret space obsession. I had this like idea that I was just really, really, really good at hiding. Played hide and seek. And I,
Hmm.
I could squirrel away for hours, and then people would give up because they weren't that obsessed with actually being good at finding, or as good as I was, as obsessed as I was at hiding. And they would,
Right.
I guess they just went off to lunch, like
Yeah,
like
like
whatever.
it's like, oh god, we won't ever
Right?
find
Okay.
Paul. Let's
No.
get a ham and cheese sandwich.
Exactly. Yeah. And then what else have I got here? I've got obsession with horizontal stripes,
Okay.
especially with
Horizontal
clothing.
stripes.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think I've ever owned vertical stripes on with clothes.
All right.
Don't think so. I don't think so. Just the idea upsets me a little bit.
Wait, so you're for horizontal
Oh
stripes,
no.
or you're
Oh
against
no, it
horizontal
depends how
stripes?
big they are. If they're big
Oh,
stripes, wide stripes, they have to be horizontal. If they're like the pinstripe, they can be vertical. I'm giving.
okay.
I'm allowing that instance.
All right. All right.
Yeah,
Fair enough.
kind of a fat vertical stripe. No, I don't know.
No, that's a no for
It's
you.
a no. It's a no. But I think you said that to me. No, or was it you once said to me years ago? Yeah, it was you. It was you. You said
Hmm.
I had an obsession with blue stripes.
Oh,
You did
I
say that to
may
me once.
well. All right.
Yeah.
Then look at me being observant.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Paul,
Look
you
at you
weird.
taking an interest in my fashion.
Mm-hmm.
That's very nice of you.
Like, I almost think of myself that I was going around pointing other people's weirdnesses out. I
Right.
mean, I don't think I was, but but maybe I
Yeah.
was. Maybe I
Yeah.
was going
This.
around going, "This
Yeah.
is your weird thing.
Yeah.
This is your weird thing."
You in your odd socks and your
Yeah,
fishnet tank top.
yeah. Odd socks. Yeah, as I say, I go on thickness.
Yeah. But you always said to me you went on texture.
All right. That'll
Yeah,
do
but it's
as
the
well.
same. That's funny too.
That'll do as well.
I
Oh, I
do.
know.
So what
I
have you
know.
got, Martin? You got anything in your little bag there of weirdness?
Weird. You know what? No, well, yeah. I mean, there was, as I said, there was always that. I always think of like the things that come to mind are the socially unacceptable things that I kind of feel bad about. Right. That those are the
Oh,
ones that kind of pop up
yeah.
first because those, because when you're young or you're trying to fit in, right? So and then you get embarrassed when you do something that is socially weird and everyone takes the piss out of you at school and and you think, oh God, I just want to be normal. Why can't I be normal?
Yeah, yeah.
So so
Yeah.
those things are the ones that tend to pop up in my own head. Like for a while, I decided that I would walk from school to home with my Parker coat, my big Parker coat with the big
Yeah.
hood in the middle
Yeah.
of summer, and I would zip the whole thing up. So you
Yeah.
just had that little, you could just see out the
Yeah.
little hoodie bit all
Is
the
it
way
Park?
home.
Is it in what's the animated film? Park.
South Park, yeah.
South Park.
I was like a permanent Kenny,
Yeah,
right,
there you
from
go.
South
Yeah.
Park. In the summer, I just thought, oh, I'll just do that. I'll just
Yeah,
do
yeah.
that for a while.
Of course you did. I did
Yeah.
something similar once
Why?
because I accumulated lots of jumpers and coats at my at the school, and the caretaker at the end of the summer would always say, if anyone who leaves anything here, well, it'll be thrown away. So, but I'd accumulated about 5 coats and a couple of jumpers, so I had to wear them all coming home. So it would be July.
Oh boy.
3, 4 coats, a couple of jumpers, sweating like God knows what. And I think I had a bag, and the bag was already really full of other stuff because I just tended to accumulate things.
Yeah.
What I didn't necessarily accumulate, I just forgot stuff.
Right.
Yeah. So I'd go home, on different days and think, oh, I left my coat at school. So going to school the next day with a different coat and probably left that one at school as well.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
And T looks like some crazy person on the way
Yeah,
home.
exactly. Exactly.
Oh boy.
I've got here my little bag. I've
Yeah.
got always in a hurry. Like I've always had this thing. I'm always walking really fast. Apart from the fact, I think it's really common. I hate walking behind people,
Right.
and I'll
You
swerve
hate,
around them,
right.
even though I'm in no hurry at all. But I can't walk behind people.
It stresses you out. You get anxiety.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But as once the first time I went to Cuba, I was on my own, and I was walking along. And I was just passing under this cinema in Havana, and this guy called from above. He was doing some work on the electrics, on the lights from above. Hello, my friend. Where are you going? And I looked up and I said, oh, hello. And he came down and he says, I have never seen anyone walking as fast as you. And I was on holiday. I was in the Caribbean.
Right.
And was like
Chilling.
running around like I was, yeah, I should have been chilling.
Chilling at full speed.
Yeah, exactly. And he was really funny because he'd learned all of his English. He'd learned through Brian Adams albums. So he had this
Wow.
really weird way of talking English. He'd learned as if his language tapes, instead of having language tapes, he had a Brian Adams album, and that's how he
He
learned his
had.
English.
Oh, you know what? I mean, I'm just trying to think of Brian Adams songs.
Oh,
Wasn't.
the famous one, Robin Hood.
Oh, is it? Was
Robin
that him?
Hood one. It's got a history of being at number one for record time.
Oh, right.
Um, oh, we're gonna have to
Brian
search that, aren't
Adams.
we?
Well, right, because you know, the funny thing is that he can only have a conversation if those words were on the album.
Yeah,
So
exactly.
there has to be a track somewhere where he's singing.
I've got
I've
a
never
few here.
seen someone walking so fast. I've never seen someone walking so
Exactly.
fast.
Can't stop this thing we started. This is one of his songs I'm looking at. Everything I do it for you.
Oh yeah, that one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
that
One Night
was
Love
going to
Affair.
be
We'll leave
his
that one
next.
out.
Yeah, well, that was going to be his next line. You know, after you said hello, he was just going to say, "Hey, everything I do for you." And you'd be like, "What?"
For you. It's famous for Summer for '69. So in this instance, it's summer of '90.
All right.
It
I
was
have
year
not seen
90.
someone walk
Summer of
so
90.
fast since the summer of '69.
Exactly. And I run to you. I run to you. Run
I
to
was
me,
going
no,
to
run to you.
but
If you went
I
too
couldn't
fucking
catch
fast.
you.
There you go. Yeah.
Lovely.
Brilliant.
All right.
Lovely joy.
So I think that is a great place to end that, and we're going to get back in the elevator. We're going to go back up.
We're going back out.
Yeah, we're going back out. So let's just jump back into the elevator again, and we'll just kind of. Oh, there we go. Step in. Thank you. All right, we're off. Well, while we're in here, we can save a little bit of time by talking about some feedback.
Oh, I'm up for that. Hang on,
All
mate.
right.
I've lost my window.
All right.
I can't see at the moment. Hang on. Yeah. Fill in for a couple of minutes.
All right. Okay. We're back in the mayor's office. So let's just say that your feedback is vital to us. We read all your comments, and we might read yours out on a future podcast, like this one from @DadVB. And he commented on episode 17, where we had the guest from Mad About Money on.
Yes.
And he said, "What a fascinating guest. Well done. I break out in a cold sweat just thinking about bill collectors. Very encouraging to hear how she faced that and overcame it." Which, yep, I think, I've certainly faced financial hardships. And people phoning in constantly. So thanks for the comment.
Yeah.
Go on.
I don't think I ever. I've never had it that bad. I've never had phone calls or people turning up at my door.
Oh boy!
Yeah, so far. Oh
Good
God!
For you.
Jesus.
All right.
Okay.
Well, let's just so the last thing for me really to kind of say is that ADHDville is delivered fresh every Tuesday to all purveyors of fine podcasts. Please subscribe to the pod and rate us most magnificent or most weird. Maybe would be awesome. And feel free to comment. Plus, if you want to see our beautiful faces, Sally Forth to the
Sally Fields.
Sally Fields to YouTube's, where we're on there. You can also pick up a quill and email us at ADHDville@gmail.com. So visit us on TikTok, the Cupboard of Friends, Facebook, Instagram. But in the meantime, be fucking weird to yourself.
And I beseech you, fellow ADHDers, know thyselves, sons of the hounds, come hither and get the flesh. Please do that.
There,
I really
says the
do
mayor.
that. Do that. Do that.
There, says the mayor. That's that.